Hello guys, this is Ramneet Kaur and I am going to talk my topic about handling big data with HBase, which I choose for my project 3 for the course CS6320. So, to begin with introduction, HBase is a kind of NoSQL database which is used in different ways to store and retrieve data. The NoSQL databases have been becoming famous because of the rise of big data led by bigger companies, which includes Facebook, Amazon, Google, Twitter, and so on. Nowadays, these companies use large amounts of data that needs to be stored, analyzed, and queries. Now, more and more companies are accumulating massive amount of data, but they should know how to use this data effectively to fuel their businesses. So that's why these companies are using NoSQL databases, which includes HBase as well. So first of all, we need to know about what HBase is. So HBase is a kind of database which is able to provide real-time read and write access to the tables, which stores rows and columns. The number of rows and columns can be in millions as well. It is designed in such a way that it is able to run on a cluster of servers. HBase is so reliable that it can scale up all servers added more and also retains the same performance. So HBase was basically came into being after Google's Big Table. HBase provides the concept of tables but does not support core concepts of RDBMS, which includes the features like ACID. The ACID here are the transactions like atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability, etc. Even though HBase is enough capable to provide scalability and fault tolerance, that's why it is used by these bigger companies. In HBase, data is represented in the form of cell. A cell consists of a row, column, and version. So it is the possibility in HBase to have undefined number of cells where the number of rows and columns can be same, but the address of a particular cell varies in its version dimensions. So now we are talking about handling big data with HBase, so we need to know what big data actually is. Big data has become a popular term to describe the exponential growth and availability of data. Data can be of two kinds, either structured or unstructured. Big data has become as important to the businesses as the internet is for the society. So the companies are now collecting huge amounts of data because more data leads to more accurate results, which also leads to cost reductions, risk reductions, and provides greater operational efficiencies. So now how we can store big data with HBase. HBase is basically a non-relational and it is a non-relational database which is column oriented as well. Data stored in HBase is in the form of rows and columns in the same way as RDBMS does. Cell is an intersection of rows and columns. The major difference between HBase and the traditional databases is in versioning. There is a version attribute in each cell value which is stored in HBase, and it is a kind of timestamp which is used to identify a cell uniquely. So the columns in HBase are associated with a column family. The name of a column family is used as a prefix to define the members of its family. If any column family whose name is fruits, then every suffix like apple, orange will be the members of this particular fruits family. The rows in HBase. There is also a key associated with the rows in HBase tables. The structure of this key is very adaptable. The key can be a string, a computed value, or it can be any other data structure. The schema is designed by all these features. So before storing any kind of data, the schema is defined and stored. So now how the HBase works. HBase works with different kinds of commands. Here we are going to talk about the JRuby based shells. which were used initially to execute all the commands to store data in HBase. So these shells helps a user or a developer to define the tables and manage them, and enables them to execute the CRUD operations. The CRUD operations are the create, read, update and delete operations. By just typing help in the shell, in case any user needs a help, he just needs to type help in the shell and an overall help page will appear. In order to get help in specific commands or group of commands, user has to write help group. So for creating a table whose name is blog in HBase, user has to write it as HBase table and the name of the table. To know what tables are stored in the database, he has to use the list command. For the row entries in tables, the user has to use the put command, and to retrieve all the entries, the user has to use the get command. Similarly, the scan command is used in database to perform scanning over the rows which are already there in the block table. It is done for a specific range of row keys only. So for this, user has to define the start row and the stop row. Similarly, the delete command is used to delete a particular column entry from the table. And delete all command is used to delete all the entries in a table. Now moving on to the architecture overview of HBase. This includes like a distributed database. It is designed in such a way that it runs on a cluster to possibly thousands of servers. Being a distributed database, it is really difficult to install compared to the traditional databases which runs only on a single server. So initially the HBase installation suffered a lot of problems like the remote processes, network latency and data distribution. However, HBase uses very renowned technologies which include the Apache Zookeeper and Apache Hadoop, which helps in solving these issues. So as you can see the diagram, there is a single master node and a multiple region servers. HBase data tables are divided into several regions where each region consists of table rows, and master is assigned to the region servers. HBase stores data in the form of columns, so data access is less expensive. It can be explained with example. Like in HBase, if a column entry does not contain any data, then it will not store anything. However, the RDBMS explicitly store the null values as well, so which makes the RDBMS more expensive compared to this column oriented database. Here is the logical architecture of storing the big table. This shows a table is divided into regions and every region is assigned to the region servers, and these region servers host the same number of regions. Now the technologies which are used with HBase, the Zookeeper and HDFS. HBase makes use of Zookeeper because it provides a distributed coordination service in order to manage the region assignments to the region servers. The HDFS, which is Hadoop distributed file system, it is quite scalable, distributed and fault tolerant file system. That's why HBase use this kind of file system. It actually provides protectivity against data loss by dividing the files into blocks and then scatter the blocks across the cluster. Here is a diagram which shows how Zookeeper and HDFS functions with the HBase. Here a master cluster consists of various region servers, and each region servers functions with the H table by making a synchronous call. Now moving on to the HBase API. This actually do the same function that we did in the HBase shells, like the execution of commands, but with the help of Java API, the execution or running of these commands is much more convenient for the developer. The HBase Java API is used to create table, to add new data and also retrieving the data using row key. The Java APIs offer DDL, the data definition language, and DML, data modulation language semantics, which is very much similar to what we can find in SQL. So it is quite simpler for the developers and users to use Java API for handling big data using HBase. So like for inserting the tables, creating a table or inserting data into the table, we need to use the classes. Like for inserting data into the table, we need to use the put class. To retrieve the data entries, we need to use the get class, and for scanning the rows we need to use the scan class. The function is similar, but instead of commands, we in this we have to use the classes. The scan class here is used to search more than one row. HBase provides scan class to fulfill this task. Here user can specify many things like start row key and end row key for efficient scan. It also provides one more function, that is check and put, which provides concurrency control in the database. So it provides the consistency of a database. It assures the developer that the database he is using is consistent. Even by mistake, if a user tries to enter the same data which is already there in the database, then the database won't allow him to add that data again. So this database is quite reliable and highly consistent. The delete class is similarly used to delete the column entries in database. Now moving on to the protocols which are used by HBase. This includes the master monitor protocol, which a client uses to do communication with the master of a monitoring for the monitoring purposes. The master admin protocol, it is used by a client to do communication with the master for admin purposes. The admin protocol is used by HBase admin in order to communicate with the region server. The client protocol similarly used by HBase client in order to communicate with the region server. The buffers which are used The data structures which are used in protocol buffers include the status ID, cluster status, file system, and the zookeeper. So this was all about HBase, and after talking about all the things, we can conclude that HBase is a column oriented database, and it is non-relational as well. It provides highly consistency to the database. It stores distributed key value with automatic data versioning. It is highly fault tolerant and scalable, so data remains safe even when a server fails. So this is all about handling big data with HBase, and here are the few references that I used to make my tutorial. This include few links and a blog which is blog by Scott. So guys, this was all about my tutorial. Thank you so much.